All right, guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to do another update video for you guys. We'll talk about some of these different platforms, some updates, some very, very important updates with some of these different platforms. Let me give you my thoughts on what's going on with them. And like always, these platforms are already high risk when you have a market like we're having right now. The climate of the market is even multiplying that risk. I talked about it a little bit yesterday, and we'll go into a little bit more today. So before I do anything else, I want to remind you that everything I talk about on my channels for entertainment purposes only. Definitely not giving you financial advice. You should do your own research, your own due diligence. All of these platforms carry risk, guys. Anything you do in crypto is going to be risky. So again, you got to have the stomach to tolerate risk. And if you are going to get into anything, only put in a risk capital. Also follow me on Telegram. I will leave a link for that down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. So that being said, guys, I mean, you probably, unless you're under a rock, you already know that the market over the last couple of weeks has been terrible. Well, I mean, depending on your perspective, right? If you're buying in these, if you're buying right now with these prices, you're going to do well in the long run because you're buying everything on sale, right? But when it comes to these passive platforms, whenever the market takes a dip, an extended dip, the way it has been, these platforms will struggle, right? The funds that are in them, the TVL, the dollar amounts that are in them are all kind of coming down. And in order to sustain itself, they have to make some changes, right? Because they've obviously, they're paying out, 2%, 3%. These platforms are paying anywhere upwards of 3 to 5% a day. With this type of market, they're going to have some issues. So we'll go into it right quick. Of course, you can see here the market is it's doing what it's doing, right? Like I said, if you're a long-time hodler, if you're buying during this time, you're going to do really, really well. But these prices do affect these platforms, right? You look at Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin's sitting at 30,000. But if you look at the last 30 days, Bitcoin was upwards of 40,000, right? It was at 42,000. Right now it's sitting at about 30,000. So that's like negative 25% in the last 30 days alone, right? So you can see that the market is really taking a major hit, an extended hit. You see here, if we go to Ethereum, what's Ethereum doing? Obviously it's down, but I just want to see how much down, right? Sitting at a little bit under 2,100 right now. If you look at the last 30 days, it was at 3,000, right? It was at 3,000. Now it's at whatever, 2,100. What is that? Negative 33%, right? A third of the value. So, I mean, let me take one last look at BNB. I'm not going to go through every single coin, obviously, but BNB, something we talk about a lot on this channel, right now sitting at 300 bucks. 30 days ago seems like an eternity in crypto, right? But 30 days ago it was at 400, right? A little bit over 400 bucks, 427. Now it's at 300. But again, that's negative 25%, a quarter of the price, right? A quarter of its price value down. So negative 25%. So the market over the last 30 days has been getting hammered. You guys know. Now, again, there's opportunities out here, right? Like Drip is doing well. All things considered, it's doing well, right? Of course, the price is way down from where it was, but it went from like $15. It's sitting at like 17 right now in this climate, right? That's a huge win, right? Piggy Bank is crushing it right now. We'll take a look at those two platforms as well. But yeah, let's go through some of these different updates, right? Because some of them do have things that are going on that you have to be aware of if you're considering getting into them, or if you're in them already. Like for me, I'm in it already. I'm in this roller coaster ride, right? All you could do with this roller coaster ride is strap yourself in and just go along with the ride, right? Because there's nothing really you can do about it. You got to see if the market recovers, if the people behind these platforms are legit, and they really want to have a successful platform, you know, they'll be able to, if they're able to weather the storm, it's going to still instill a lot more confidence once we get through this down market, right? And some of these platforms will make it, and some of them won't. I mean, that's just the nature of these platforms, right? I'm not saying some of these platforms might have well-intentioned people behind them, but because of this market, they're just not going to be able to sustain themselves, right? And we don't know which one of these platforms are going to make it. We don't know which ones are going to fold and go by the wayside during this time. So we're just going to kind of see what's happening right now. Um, you know, I had someone yesterday message me saying, "Hey, should I go into Swap Next right now? I'm thinking about going into Swap Next, making a deposit, and you know, should I do it now?" If I was in it for just referral commissions, I would say, yeah, jump in, right? I told them, don't get in right now. Like, why would you get into a platform that has current restrictions when there's other platforms like, you know, Drip or Piggy Bank that you can get into that have no restrictions? Um, you know, so when a platform is having some of these restriction issues, don't get in, you know, wait it out, see what happens, see if it recovers. But, you know, should you get in right now? If you're not in yet, I would wait and see if they can, you know, lift these restrictions. So the restriction was they put a limit on withdrawals. The limit was $100 a day. And when they initially made that announcement a couple of days ago, they said it was on the 17th that we're going to lift that withdrawal. Well, I think yesterday or last night, they did put out another Telegram announcement saying that they have to continue that restriction, I believe, until the 24th. Let me double check real quick. Let me just jump into your Telegram. I'm on my phone right now. Yeah, up till the 24th. So I'm not really surprised, because when they made that announcement that they were going to restrict withdrawals to $100 a day, it was like the 15th, and they said we're going to lift it on the 17th or something like that. It was like 2 days. How's the market going to recover in 2 days? So the fact that they've extended it up to the 24th, I'm not really surprised, but it is something you probably should know, right? Now, withdrawals are working. I did a withdrawal, going to do one today. Withdrawals are working, and you know, payments are accruing in our wallet. You just can't withdraw it out. The limit is $100. Now, if they ever lift it, then you'll be able to access all that funds, right? But for now, they've extended the withdrawal limit up till the 24th. Now we'll see what happens on the 24th. 24th is just a couple of days, so it's like a week from now. And hopefully, if the market kind of starts to stabilize or it moves a little bit upwards, hopefully we'll have good news on that end. But that's what's going on with SwapNext. Okay, Menifee yielders. This one right here. I just saw a post over on their social media saying that they were suspending withdrawals right now until they complete the server maintenance. So apparently they're still doing some server maintenance on their website. I don't know if that's true or not, if it's truly server maintenance or what, or if they just want to kind of slow down the withdrawals until the platform kind of stabilizes itself. Because again, these people are paying out 3.3% a day. When you're paying out 3.3% a day in this type of market, it's tough. You know, it's going to be tough for you to tough for them to sustain themselves. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the fact that they've kind of slowed down the withdrawals, hopefully it'll kind of stabilize, right? But we'll see. But that's what it says over on their Facebook page, that they've suspended withdrawals until they've completed the server maintenance. Take that for what it is. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So I'm just going to kind of keep, keep a loose eye on this, see what's going on. And, again, the cool thing is the owner is very, very active on social media. He's in the Facebook. I think he does like a daily Zoom, a daily live stream where he's in there answering questions, talking to them, talking to people, letting them know what's going on with the platform. So there is a lot of communication going on. So that's a plus. You know, like for me, what's scary for me is when communication just stops, right? Like they shut down their Telegram, no communication, there's nothing going on. That's when, I'm like, okay, this is definitely not good. The fact that there's a lot of communication still going on, that's a good thing. Again, they're trying to weather the storm, probably, is what I'm thinking. Hopefully, you know, hopefully they can, get back on track. But again, as we've said from the beginning, when you have a platform that's paying 1%, it's risky already. When you're paying out 2%, 3%, 3.3%, 4.2% a day in this type of market, I mean, that's ultra risky, right? Anyway, that's what's going on with meta fee yielders. Let's take a quick look at Pegasus. Now, this one here is still paying. It's paying out 1.5% per day. Perhaps it's because it's paying out less, so it's able to sustain itself a little bit more. I don't know. But this one is still paying. Matter of fact, we'll do a test withdrawal right here. Let me log into my account. Log in right here. Okay. All right, so let me log in right here. Okay, so this should be instant, right? Because this is an instant withdrawal platform. Let me go here to my demo wallet. You could just to show you how much is in there. So when I do the withdrawal, we'll see if it comes in, right? So there's this much amount in there. If I go over here, I go to withdraw. Click submit. Okay. There's a sound from Exodus. And there it is. Okay. So this one is still paying. Again, these things pay until they don't. We'll see how long this thing can run. But again, it's paying out a little bit less. So that might be the reason why it's not having as many issues as some of these other ones that are paying between 3 to 5% a day. But yeah, that's what's going on with Pegasus. Novatech, this one here, again, this one's being affected a little bit, even though this is a more conservative platform, it pays an average of 3% a week, right? I mean, that's what it's done for the last 3 years. This one here is being affected by the market as well. Last week's payout was, I think it was 0.6%. Now, 0.6%, you might look at that and say, man, for the week, that's not that good. When other platforms aren't even paying or everything is down or negative, I mean, that's at least they're paying out a positive payout, right? Now we'll see what the trading or the percentage looks like this week. But again, this one here, we'll see if these guys can sustain themselves. Now, again, because these guys have been here for 3 years already, they've been through more ups and downs in some of these newer platforms. So they may have the experience to weather the storm. We'll see. But so far, as you can see here, I have 25K in my trading balance. And, we'll see what the percentage is this week. Okay, last week was 0.6%. This week, we'll see what it is. Again, the whole market it's affecting these platforms, but at least this one's still paying, right? Piston, let me go over here to my other wallet. Piston, this one here is at $16.79. All things considered, you would think that in this type of market, this thing would have gone down to about 10 bucks already, but it's still holding steady at around $16.79. It's been there for like the last 48 hours, give or take. And this one's still paying out 1% a day. Let me see here if I can connect this to my wallet. Let me see here. Let me refresh. Yeah, there you go. Yes, you can see here. I'm still over 20 grand in the gas tank. Got about $1,000 worth of Piston tokens here in my available balance. So this one here is still doing its thing. Of course, the token price, it'll come down, especially in this market. Everything is down, right? For the most part. So it's to be expected. So we'll see what happens here. If the market recovers a little bit, we'll see what happens here with the price of Piston. Elephant, I mean, this one here is getting hit pretty hard. Trunk is supposed to be pegged to, 99. When I got in, it was pegged to, it was like 99 cents, right? That's what it was pegged to. Supposedly it was not gonna go down too much because it was pegged 75% to BUSD, the other 25% to Elephant. So there was some form of stability there, but you can see here it's down to about 0.57, not 0.57, 57 cents. So will this get closer to peg? I mean, it was at 90 cents the other day. Now it's down to 57 cents. We'll see. I mean, it's getting hit pretty hard. But I think these prices were, the same prices as during the exploit. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the good thing is platform is working. You can claim, you can do what you need to do with your trunk. But again, the price of it is way, way down. So you start selling now and you bought it at 99 cents, you're at immediate almost 50% loss right out the gate. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. On the good side is they did come back from that exploit, right? Which I'll be honest with you, I didn't think they were, right? The fact that they came back from that exploit and people were able to claim the rewards, do what they need to do, that's a good thing. Will it ever come back closer to peg? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So last but not least, before I go into drip, you can see here staking on Ape Heroes is live. I got me 42,763 POW tokens. What are these tokens worth? I don't know. I gotta sit down and really start going into all the information. I just staked the NFTs and kind of, I wanted to see what the payouts were going to be. But yeah, the fact that they got this thing working after it took a couple of months, that's a plus also. But again, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what the price of POWs are, and I'll give you updates as we move forward. So let's talk about drip. So far, drip right now is the king, right? In a bull market, when the market is going up, drip is just killing it, obviously. And in a bear market, in a down market, it's able to hold on. Yes, the price where it is right now is not where it was, but it was at $15 the other day. Everything else is tanking, and it's coming up to almost 18 bucks. So yeah, drip is doing its thing. Drip is doing its thing. If there was any one of these platforms, if I had to choose, right, if you were brand new and you were saying, hey, which platform should I get into? And I had to choose from all of these platforms, probably drip would be the one, because again, you have you got Forex behind it. He's not the greatest at communication. There's times where he disappears. We all know that, right? But when he disappears, usually it's because he's working. He's doing things behind the scenes, working on the platform, working on, the ecosystem. And then he comes back with, some bombs, right? Look what I did here. Look what I did there. Boom, right? Piggy Bank was paused for a bit, but relaunches it and boom, it's exploding, right? It's paying out like crazy. You look at what Piggy Bank is doing, it's crazy. Especially in this type of market where people, are struggling and the market is struggling. Look at this. I just compounded this, right? This is $1,000, $800. Was that 1,300 plus 2,100 plus 2,800? Almost $3,000 worth of divs, and I just compounded this. Right, so this thing is cranking out. Boom, boom, boom. Don't forget to compound, by the way. So yeah, Piggy Bank is doing its thing. Drip, you can see here, Drip is doing its thing. Even with these prices still over 451,000 in deposits in this account, we got almost 400,000 in this one, so that's almost 800,000, over 800,000 in deposits. And in this account here, we have 172, so almost $1 million still in deposits worth. 1% passively of that, you're still doing well. That's why you need to be in a lot of different platforms. Let me rephrase that. You don't need to be in a million platforms, right? You need to have one that works really, really good that'll allow you to diversify into some other platforms. But if those other platforms don't make it or they're having some issues, you still got your main hub, right? And for me, it's always been Drip, right? We've gotten to some different platforms, done well with them. Some of them we didn't do well, but we've always come back to this because this one here is the one that's working. So this might be the one that over this next couple of weeks while this market still, tries to recover, this is going to be the main deal. I mean, because it's the only one that's really, really doing well right now. So yeah, Drip, get into Drip. these prices. You can't beat these prices. It's a great entry point. 15 bucks, not 15 bucks, 17 bucks, 17 and change. It's a great entry point. Protocol works, pays out 1% a day until you hit 365%. We still haven't launched, the rest of the animal farm. That's coming, right? The dog token, that's coming. The scratch tickets, those are coming. I've seen some cool images over on Telegram. That's coming. And while that's coming, you got, Piggy Bank just crushing it right now. You have Pigpen, which is a long-term play. And then you have obviously the main deal here, which is the faucet. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is right now. So we'll continue to update you guys what's working and what's not working in this market. Everything works great, right? In an up market. It's what is working in a sideways or down market, and what can sustain itself and come through this. Because the platforms that can come through this, they're going to have 10 times more confidence, right? People are going to have 10 times more confidence in them. So we'll see which one of these platforms can make it through this, which ones are going to, fall by the wayside. We don't know which one they are, but just be prepared. I mean, have the mentality, be prepared for it. So, you're not shocked if and when a platform does go sideways. This is why I always tell people, only put in what you can afford to lose. Because yes, these are high reward platforms, but they're also high risk. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next update video. Follow me on Telegram, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon, all that good stuff. Again, I want to emphasize risk capital only. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.